What's up YouTube? It is your boy Lowpes and welcome back to another video, and today is probably the most exciting video for the 10th Gen Civic Si. We are finally installing the W1 271 Turbo. This is going to be kind of a ride along and we're going to see how it goes and give you guys some tips and tricks into doing this. I hope you guys are excited because I certainly am. Stick with it, stay tuned, and let's get it. If you guys didn't see the video of me picking it up, this is actually a used kit. It was on for a very short period of time, and then he upgraded to an STI, and Alex is obviously happy about that. But here is the 10th Gen bay. We're gonna remove a few things to get to it. As you guys can see, the turbo's sitting underneath here, so we're gonna have to remove the intake pipe, inlet pipe, some of these hoses all around, disconnect it from the intercooler, the charge pipe, and then disconnect the downpipe. So pretty simple. Hopefully nothing seized. I'm hoping those the downpipe bolts are okay.
They probably are okay.
We can only hope, Alex.
Okay.
We can only hope.
We'll make it work.
We always make it work. But yeah, so I'm actually super excited for this. I'm gonna put a base map tune on here from the K-Tuner. They have one on there, and then after I do my clutch, we will basically get a professional tune on here. But it's super, and I actually want to get the inlet pipe from 271, but it's like impossible to get since they're always out of stock. But let's get it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tackle all the stuff we have to do from the top of the car first, and then we're gonna work our way to the downpipe and the charge pipe from the intercooler. So stick with it. It's exciting times, and let's get it. So here's a little update. Intake pipe is off. We have all these hoses off over here. Now we're working over here. We've taken off the sensor over here, and underneath, I'm gonna show you guys. It's a little tough to see. This is probably gonna be one of the difficult bolts you have to get up. We are trying to take off 4 bolts that are underneath where the blow-off valve is, which is located, trying to give you light and everything, right here. If you can see, the charge pipe is off, sensor's off. We're removing these hoses here as well to give us some more free working space. You're gonna need to take that off to remove the inlet pipe. Once that's off, I think the easier part of the install is going to be happening. But yeah, so far so good. Probably the most difficult part's what we were just doing. It was taking off these 3 bolts and nuts, just because the location of them is literally underneath here. Once we remove this, I'll show you the exact ones. But yeah, so far so good. We just have this little tube on the blow-up valve over here that has come out, and this guy, but we're leaving it on like this, so when we take off the whole unit, we can just pop it out a little easier. So far so good. And yeah, let's just keep going. So now everything's loose. We're just trying to wiggle everything out. It seems it's quite a bit of a tight fit, but you just got to basically work it out slowly and double check nothing's still stuck, no hoses, no nothing. But I think we're pretty good, and this should be released shortly. All right, so we got it out. As you guys can see, you see the 4 bolt holes. These are the 4 that you have to take off. That releases this whole assembly, along with the ones at the top here. But this is basically one of the main things, and yeah, eventually hopefully I can get the turbo inlet from 271, and then we'll replace this once again and do all this headache of the work that we just did. But I guess it's not too bad. We've been at it, what, 20 minutes, half an hour? Not even, but pretty good. Now we're going to tackle this heat shield, the downpipe, and get that turbo out. Just a reminder, when you guys do this, you need an O2 sensor remover. Woo! As you guys can see, we have to remove it so that we can basically take off the downpipe and get to the turbo. These two bolts on the heat shield, and I think these two little ones here, and this should be removed, and we can actually see the turbo itself. And oh, look how the PRL is holding up. Looks pretty good still. So now we're gonna have to take off the downpipe completely. I was hoping that we can just remove the top, but I don't think so. Alex says that we probably got to remove the whole thing, so yeah. That should be now. We should probably do that now, right? Yeah. So we're gonna remove it from the bottom and the top and hope nothing seized. And yeah, there's a turbo. All that work to get to that little guy, eh? We're gonna have to release 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are going to be the top bolts, and underneath I believe they're Allen keys. I'm going to show you guys that very shortly, but once we release this and remove the downpipe, we'll tackle the turbo and then reassemble everything and then see how the car drives. As you guys can see, this is the PRL downpipe. It's hard to show you guys, but with the PRL downpipe, they are Allen keys, so we're going to remove this as well and then have the space we need to remove the turbo and work on the turbo and remove the line and whatnot. We've removed the 3 bolts that go on the bottom of the downpipe, and now we're working on the top. And then we've unplugged the O2 sensor, the secondary O2 sensor on the downpipe, so that we can remove it, and then we're going to be tackling the turbo. It's coming along pretty good. No big complaints yet. So far, I think the hardest thing was those 3 or 4 bolts that I showed you guys in the inlet pipe. That was the most difficult part just because of the location. But so far, so good, guys. As you can see, we're in a bit of a tight spot over here. So this is what we're gonna do now since we're gonna tackle the turbo. So, Alex, you wanna pass me a screwdriver just so I can point? We're basically gonna remove the hoses from underneath here. I'm just gonna get Alex to give me a screwdriver, unless you can point to it. Can you point to it from the top? So let's show them the feeder.
It is in behind.
So you can, yeah, so that's the feeder right there that you're gonna replace with the 27.
And then it connects to the top of the turbo here.
Which I'll show you guys afterwards. And then the drain, as you can see, can you point to the drain?
Not really.
Yeah, just so that, see this right there? You can see another 2 10s up there. You're gonna remove the drain also. So that's your oil drain that goes to your oil pan. And then you're gonna have coolant lines also that are underneath there that are gonna have to be removed too. So this is gonna be a bit of a mess. That's a forewarning to some of you guys, but it's gonna be well worth it. We're gonna tackle this now. I'll show you the bolts from up top from the feeder, and we're just gonna go tackle it because it's kind of hard for me to record underneath here and showing you guys exact angles, but I want to show you guys beforehand. And then this is the top of your feeder. So you're going to replace that completely, and then we're gonna remove obviously these bolts around the turbo here. That kind of stacks it there, and it's gonna be a bit of a mess. So I guess let's get to it. Alex is just removing the coolant lines right now. All right, so now we're taking all the mounting bolts that are holding the turbo in. And then we just have to remove the oil feed from the bottom. So I removed the coolant lines, the oil feed, and now we're doing the drain. So I just got to go underneath, and we're going to do that. And then after this, I'm going to show you how the turbos look side by side. So as you can see, they're pretty much the same size aside from the turbine. That's where you get your main difference. And yeah, super exciting. Now we're gonna remove a few things from the OEM one to the 27 one, and we're gonna install it. And I'm starting to get excited. This is probably the most exciting thing for the 10 huh, Alex? What's gonna happen with your RSX now?
Oh my gosh.
What's talking shit on camera, remember? Yeah. Que pasa, amigo? So now we're removing parts from the old turbo and we're putting onto the new turbo. This is the actuator. We are halfway done, I would say.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, it hasn't been too bad. And then after, we're gonna set up the laptop and put a bass tune on the car for now.
Hold on, Alex, watch your head for a second.
We've reassembled the oil feed, oil drain. Now we're just putting all the bolts and everything we need from up top. What happened, bro? And then we've done all that. And yeah, it's coming together. It's looking good. Nothing special that we've had to do since. Just make sure, be very careful with this little filter here. Put it onto your new oil feed line. And then the oil drain line, make sure the gasket on there is good. I bought a new one just in case from Honda, but this is the more expensive one, so be very careful with that. So make sure you put the gaskets on before you reassemble it. Downpipe is back on. We are mounting the last few bolts there, and what you have to do, you're going to be provided, I'm assuming, with 2 bolts, right?
Yeah.
With
2 bolts and 2 like studs like this.
2 bolts and 2 studs like that, and you're going to have to make sure you use the ones that come from 27-1 because the threads are different. But aside from that, everything is coming together pretty good. After we're done this, we'll put the heat shield on, the O2 sensor, plug that back in, and then just finish all the smaller things in those 3 bolts or 4 bolts that I showed you underneath there that really hard to get. We're gonna finish that, and then the next scene, it's all gonna be done, and we're gonna prime it and turn it on. Hopefully everything's okay. We've primed the turbo. Alex took out the ignition fuse, and we turned it over a few times. Now we are uploading the 27-1 base map. We're probably gonna have a video on that. We're gonna check that out in a little while. That's an interesting build. That's all we're gonna say for now, right? But yeah, the car is uploading. I shall see you guys inside the car, and hopefully the turbo's good and everything runs. Let's get the official start up on camera. Let's see. Yeah, let's go.
Ready?
Ready. Coolant. So all this smoke is basically just from the coolant from spilling on the downpipe and the block and all that. What we're gonna make sure is that we don't have any leaks, any coolant leaks or oil leaks. But lovely, smells great. So the car seems like it's idling fine. Like I said, we have a bit of smoke here. That's from coolant spilling, probably a bit of oil when we remove the line, so don't be too scared when you see that. But goddamn, I'm excited to go for a rip, not even gonna lie. Just make sure, double check all your hoses, everything you unplugged, put back in, make sure you don't have any leaks, and let's go for a drive. All right, welcome. We are entering Mexico, and we are going to see if...
The sun is nice.
It's okay. We are going to see if we feel anything. Mind you, this is just a base map, so we're not gonna feel this full potential. And I still have to do a few tweaks, like maybe put a race MAF and all that, and still the inlet pipe, the turbo inlet pipe. So we're gonna see, just for a drop-in turbo with a base map off K-tuner, let's see if we can actually feel a difference. I already know I spin first and second gear anyway, so we'll go second just because first gonna spin, second gear. It sounds nice though. You can hear that.
Yeah, you can hear it more.
But it does pull harder. Pulls it a little harder.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even gonna lie. You feel that more of that top end. The torque. Alex is my tripod right now. And we're double checking our knock counts and everything because we have that on the K-tuner right now. But actually, it didn't feel too bad. It felt pretty good. That was just a small second to third. You know what? Let's actually we'll go straight over here in Mexico. So that was a second to third. It definitely felt like it pulled harder than what it was before. We're gonna find out one way. Alex and I are gonna race again, and then we're gonna really know, right?
Oh my god.
No, I'm joking. But definitely.
Yeah, my Subaru.
No hope. not for me.
But honestly, I would say the torque is like the same.
Yeah, the torque, but you feel that more.
The top end is a little better. Yeah.
Is what you felt like kicking in. Was that
yeah,
top end coming in?
Yeah, it's a lot better. Like it holds better.
Yeah.
In the top end.
And that's what it's supposed to do. This is not meant to give you a lot of torque. This is meant to fill that void of that top end that the car's lacking, especially 5,000 to 6,000 where it really falls flat. Especially
it
with
almost
the
kind of brings it closer to like the torque that it is making.
Yeah,
in a sense,
yeah.
right?
So I think roughly this. I'm just gonna ballpark like 260 horses.
260 horses.
260 horses. like 260 horse.
Oh, we meet again.
Hello. If any of you guys understand that, comment down below. That'd be interesting. But
yeah, I would say torque's the same. The top end just feels better.
yeah, we'll do a third gear.
Yeah.
The top end's nice on it. And let's go. Yo, that top end's nice. Woo. And you're in the car too. And
yeah,
you're in the car too.
Yeah.
Yo, that's nice. That's a good change. That's definitely like, it's not like whole huge turbo. It's putting me in the back of my seat, but it gives you that excitement and that higher end that you want. It's not falling flat anymore, which is like...
And then in 2 weeks from now, it's not moving the same. I think I'm used to it.
Yeah, probably. What's good is
the top end is better though.
Yeah, what's good is the clutch is holding pretty nice too.
Well, right. Well,
the car's cold, right? The clutch, we're gonna have a bit of clutch slip because I already am, and this is not gonna make it any better, obviously. But we're gonna look into getting a clutch anyway. But honestly, yo, this is...
the top end feels really good.
The top end feels really good, and
nice.
And it sounds good.
Yeah.
You can hear the intake sucking in a little more. It just... It's a good upgrade. I know the 27.1 version 2 or whatever it is coming out, and I know it's gonna be... You're gonna get more power out of it. But you guys gotta realize, I bought this turbo in July, I think?
Yeah.
In July, and I bought a used, so I got a really good deal on it. So you gotta just work with it. But I didn't want anything too serious right now anyway, since it's still my daily. But
you know what, for your daily, it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's a nice daily upgraded
once
turbo.
I get that turbo inlet, the turbo inlet, the race MAF, and then tuned with the clutch, I think...
What, like 3?
Yeah, I should be in the 3s.
Close to 3.
I'll be close in the 300s.
Roughly anyway.
But honestly, it feels pretty good for what it is.
No, it is. Yeah, no, it feels good. The top end feels good.
Yeah. All right, so the memory card's full. So we're on Alex's iPhone right now, and we're gonna just finish this shoot. We're probably gonna do a better in-car review afterwards. This is a little shoot right now that we're doing.
Look at this. Oh, I got a nice... I zoomed out. This looks good, bro.
Oh, because you got the wide now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we're gonna do a bit of a pull here too. Maybe a first, a second, and go on through there. The car is honestly pulling quite nicely. Like, I'm pretty happy for what it is. I think what I like is the drivability is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's good. Starting to slip a little bit, but not bad.
Yeah,
but not
clutch
bad.
was slipping a little bit. You saw that.
Yeah,
right?
not bad.
But not horrible. But for what it is, I noticed the clutch was slipping near the top end because the car kind of stopped moving as much. It wasn't as pronounced, I would say. But honestly, guys, this 27.1 drop-in turbo
for a daily, it's nice.
It's a beautiful thing for a daily. If you guys want to go big power, 27.1 is coming with a W2 turbo. This is W1, and PRL has some turbo kits also that you guys can look into as well. But for me, what I really like, honestly, is the drivability. I know the tune's different than DSP one. I almost feel like the throttle response is a lot better on the car also, which is different. I think it has to do with the tune. I think when I read it, it actually said the throttle response was gonna be a little better. But yo, this is not bad. It's not bad. After we do a few other mods, hopefully we're in the 300 range, and I'm gonna be a happy camper. I'll see you guys back at the house. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Exciting things happening at 10th Gen. Thank you to Alex and Fred for coming by and helping out. And yeah, the car needs a clutch, a tune, and we'll do a video with more of an in-depth driving and go into it. But you guys saw a few pulls, and the car is pulling quite nicely. Super excited. We'll have some races, hopefully, with some cars and see if it's even, you know, worth doing it. Not that Subaru. Not yet. But thanks again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Do it once, do it right. Peace out. Later.